Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Kombumerri people.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello, faithful Squiz Kids listeners, and welcome to the Kids vs. Adults Weekly News Squiz. Your chance to see who's had their listening ears on and been paying the most attention to the week that just was. I'm Bryce Corbett. All week in the Squiz Kids Today podcast, we've been bringing you the big news stories of the day, run through our kid-friendly filter to make sure you know all you need to know about the world around you. Now, it's time to test how much of the week's news you've retained, and in the process, see who's smarter, kids or adults. Plus, of course, because it's a Friday, we've got all today's birthday shout-outs and all the shout-outs for the weekend coming, including the birthday reggae tune, because it wouldn't be a Friday without it. So, here's how the quiz works. 5 questions for kids about the weekend news, then 5 questions for adults. Whoever answers the most correct questions wins. Simples. You ready? Let's do this. All right, kids, here are your 5 questions. Question number 1. We've had a couple of stories in the podcast this week about this one. Which bright and colourful festival, celebrated in India and by Hindus worldwide, happened this week? And I'll give you a hint, it starts with the letter D. Yeah, of course, I'm talking about Diwali. Question number 2. We learned this week in the podcast that a famous cartoon cat is getting his own movie to be released in May next year. Which cat is it? And if you need a hint, he's orange and his favourite food is lasagna. Yeah, of course, I'm talking about Garfield. Question number 3. Things are hotting up for one northern European country this week as the many earthquakes that have occurred there in the last few weeks indicate that a volcanic eruption could be any day now. Name that country, and it's not Greenland, and it's not Ireland, it's... Well done if you said Iceland. Question number 4. We were very pleased to report this week that 17-year-old Adelaide United player Nestori Irankunda was signed by a top European soccer club. Is he off to A. Real Madrid in Spain, B. Bayern Munich in Germany, or C. Manchester City in England? And I'll give you a hint, he'll be eating a lot of sausage and sauerkraut where he's heading. Well done if you said Bayern Munich in Germany. Question number 5. Finally, there's a Bluey marathon on this Sunday. ABC TV will be showing the top 100 episodes of Bluey. Cannot wait. With that in mind, can you name the game played by Bluey and Bingo that involves shooting a red balloon into the air so that it never touches the ground? You get an extra point if you can demonstrate it. Yeah, of course, I'm talking about Keepy Uppy. How did you go, kids? How many did you get right out of 5? Do you reckon that's enough to beat the adults? Yeah, I reckon so too. Okay, adults, now it's your turn. Fire up the grey matter. Here we go. Question number 1. This week, Optus announced the cause of the outage that affected so many of us last week. Was it A, coffee spilt on a circuit board? B, they forgot to pay their power bill? Or C, a system update gone wrong? Yep, seems scarcely believable, but it was C, a system update gone wrong. Question number 2, now for a music question. Which band scored a number 1 on the UK music charts in the last week, 63 years after forming? And I'll give you a hint. One of the living members was the voice of Thomas the Tank Engine, and the other has just been touring Australia. Yeah, well done. I'm talking about the Beatles. Question number 3. Which advertising campaign and jingle from the 1980s entered the National Film and Sound Archive this week? And I'll give you a hint. It featured a sun-safe seagull named Sid, and I'll give you an extra point if you can sing it. Well done if you said slip, slop, slap. And well done if you sang it. Question number 4. Speaking of singing, Kylie Minogue took home her first ARIA award in 21 years on Wednesday night. Which song that's a total earworm won it for her? Yeah, well done adults if you said padum padum. Question number 5. The Australian National Dictionary Centre has chosen Australia's Word of the Year for 2023. What is that word? Is it A, Matilda, B, Blursday, or C, chatbot? Yeah, well done if you said Matilda. How did you go, adults? How many did you get right? Did you beat the kids? Who won bragging rights this week? If you've missed any of these cool news stories throughout the week and you want to refresh your memory, all of this week's Squiz Kids episodes are available for a re-listen wherever you get your podcasts. Well, that's the end of the quiz, which means it's now time for...
Shout-outs.
It's Friday, November 17. On the subject of Bluey, today sees the release of the much-anticipated Bluey video game. How cool is that? It's also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today and over the coming weekend. And because there's so many of you, it's customary to crack out the old birthday reggae tune. Hit it! And it's a happy birthday today to Archie from Oak Park, Aria from Darlinghurst, Joel from Wynnum, Jax from Seacliff Park, Jude from Montmorency, Audrey from Darwin, Emily from Lilydale, Chester from Glenmore Park, Isabeau from Wonderland, Addison from Sydney, Colette from Sutherland, Charlie and Claudia from Malvern, Emily, who's listening all the way over there in Christchurch, New Zealand, and to my good friend Alice, whose birthday it is today in Canberra. And belated birthday shout-outs go to Yaya and Lucas from Waterloo, Pahul from Ballarat, Ranch from Bungonia, Miles from Five Dock, and Chelsea from Albury. And celebrating a birthday over the coming weekend are Ollie from Clifton Hill, Oscar from Mount Pritchard, Timmy from Goulburn, Immy from DY, Maisie from Summersby, Bennett from Bexhill, Wilfred from Lorne, Alana from The Ponds, Emmanuel from Ipswich, Evie from Cobbitty, gosh there's a lot of you, Jethro from Deebing Heights, Niall from Cardinia, Sonny from Holsworthy, Noah from Richmond Lowlands, Charlie from Yamanto, almost there, Schlock from Cheltenham, Hunter from Emu Plains, Kennedy from Darling Point, Oscar from Botany, and Miller, who's listening all the way over there in Christchurch in New Zealand. Well, that's all we have time for. I hope you're enjoying these quizzes. Don't forget, there'll be a new one dropping first thing every Friday morning. And the best bit, they're absolutely free. Just as all our other excellent content is also free. We're talking a Squiz Kids Today news podcast on Mondays, Wednesdays and Thursdays, a Squiz Kids Shortcut or a Squiz the World every Tuesday, and for all the teachers out there, there's a Classroom Companion, our teacher-produced daily classroom activity sheets. Curriculum aligned and tied to the daily podcast twice a week, now on Mondays and Wednesdays. Genius. Check it all out at squizkids.com.au or simply subscribe to Squiz Kids in your favourite podcasting app and all this groovy content will magically appear. For now though, this is Bryce Corbett signing off and reminding you all to get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.